So you gonna answer the question?
I don't know what the question was. What was the question?
How does it feel?
To
Like,
what? I don't.
do you have to make them feel better? Like, no, the slide is still there. I'm just on going to my second shift. I was just substituting. I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
You're right. I'm not, but still, I heard it's a nice thing to say. Oh man. So, yeah. You excited for this episode, man? Let's
Oh,
get it.
uh-huh.
What's going on, family? Welcome to another episode of Love and Chaos. It's your boy, Ian Christie,
And
and
your main man, Kenyon Harris.
my man Canyon. How you feeling, brother? How you feeling? How you feeling?
You know what?
Hmm?
I'm not good right now because
Wow, what happened?
you started me up, and man, you don't even understand how I want to go on a tyrant on you right now. But you know what? We got episodes to do. All right, our
You got
family's
work
been
to do.
looking forward to this, man. We need to backtrack for a second and get back into this flow of helping people to understand how you even get started.
Yeah, man. Family, we promised y'all that we was gonna bring the episode back. So
1,000%.
today's the day. Today is the day. I don't know. Kenyon being sensitive today, y'all. So excuse him for his little
Disrespectful.
antics.
You're a disrespectful human being, but we're not gonna talk about that now. Not yet. It could be a different episode. I promise you. Oh, I promise you, I'm not gonna let you get away with that one. I just want you to know. Yeah, we gonna continue though. That's fine. Oh man. Oh,
You can just see the anger in your face, man.
yeah.
You
Oh
gotta
yeah.
woo side, rub your ears, or
Right.
something.
Just
Come
want y'all
on.
to know when you have friends like this is why alcoholism existed. All right.
That's not alcohol, it's water. But listen,
Alcohol.
family, family. How do we get started in a relationship, man? I know there's a lot of systems out there. You got online dating. I never personally did any online dating. Have you?
Yeah, I did younger.
Oh, okay.
It's
All right.
interesting adventure.
So online dating, you got hookups, you got finding people in certain areas, you got club meetups, one night stands,
Bars.
bars, all that, libraries. Is
Mm,
that how you say that word? Library? No, library. There you go.
oof.
Libraries.
Liked it
Yeah,
better that way. Yeah, that's better. Keep doing that one. I like
yeah.
that one better.
Libraries. Yeah, we the people that say ambulance. Ambulance. You know what I'm saying? But we go
Oh, dummy
we
says it like that. Jesus Christ.
so family, we're gonna guide y'all through it. First things first, you have to decide what you're looking for. What do you like? What type of person do you want to be with? If you want to be with somebody that wants to go outdoors with you and wants to read books with you, it don't make sense that you gonna look for somebody like that in the bowling alley. Don't make sense.
Nope.
You want to find somebody that wants to be outdoors? Go outdoors. Go hiking. You want to find somebody that is in the library? Go to the library or a bookstore. Don't necessarily need to be a library. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? There's a lot of bookstores out there.
yeah.
I never
Barnes and
actually
Noble too. Go there too. You know, for sure.
Barnes and Noble is a lot. All right.
Well,
Anyway,
books.
so how
Mhm. They sell books. It's a bookstore. I mean, how?
they sell books in the library too?
They rent books in the library.
You can't buy books in the library.
You can't rent
You
a
know
book
what?
in Barnes and Nobles. You can't. It's not a thing.
You're
It's
right.
not rented.
Nah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
That's what makes a library a library. You rent books.
You're right. My bad.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, family. I was wrong. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
That's right.
Sometimes Kenny gets it right. You know what I'm saying?
It
Other
won't be
times,
his last, I promise.
yeah, other
Sticking it.
times,
Like,
ideas kind of like slide off the top. But um we gotta we gonna we gonna talk about it. So, Kenny,
mhm.
how
Uh-huh.
did the online dating go, bro?
It was funny. I didn't want to do it. I was uncomfortable with it. It actually was our boy Pedro, who was like, "Stop being an old man. You got to try this and get into it." And he made an entire profile. He took all my pictures that I had on my phone. He put the entire profile together, and voila, it was local hookups is what he signed me up for. And that was the first dating site I was ever on.
Did you get a date?
I got multiple dates, actually. Like it was actually it was a really helpful period of time because it was like it's almost like casting a net, right? Like you reaching out to all of these different people all at once, waiting for someone to come back and write back to you, and then it's like your moment where you have to say something. You have to constantly come up with like fantastic or unique things to say to even catch the attention of the person to want to keep talking to you, right? It was like one of those. It was like one of those. It's like no different where you have like that one shot if you're trying to talk to somebody on your commute to work or somewhere, or you're on the train or on the bus.
Oh,
Not like
elevator conversation.
elevator conversation. Yeah,
30
you
second
got that
conversation.
one point, a couple seconds. You know what I mean? You got to make that count, or else this is over. You know, and so that's kind of how it was. It was like you have, especially if you wanted like the really attractive ones, they probably had a bunch of people reaching out to them. If you didn't have anything unique to say, you were going to catch the attention, and that was just going to be it. You were done, right? So I think it really helped to push me to be creative on how I spoke and talked and how I kept people engaged. And it was a lot of good practice. I'm not gonna lie to you. It actually translates a lot in how I am able to verbalize and kind of quick come back the way I am now. Like I could always do online dating, but I met a lot of great women. They were awesome in their own ways. I had a chance to learn how to not only enjoy but really get to know people faster. Right, like I can really pick apart and know a person now generally quickly compared to back then. Like you had to know what questions to ask, you had to know how to follow up, and can you relate to what they're saying? How do you gain more life experience to really dive deep into those things? And then at some point you do enough, like there's these little categories you can kind of like, okay, this person is like somebody who is romantic at heart. There's some people who like bad boys at heart. There are some people who are confused, don't know exactly what they want in life, but they just want something. Like you start to see clearly a picture. And when you deal with it enough, you know how to navigate better. So that's one thing I can say that was good for me for online dating. I actually met a girl who I ended up being with for a year. And then I met another woman who I ended up, after that relationship ended, who I was with for a solid 3 years as a high school sweetheart. And even almost I got engaged. So it does work but you got to put in the work of learning and getting to know people on a real deeper level. Super important, because that whole top level part doesn't really work. What about you though? Like, if you say you never done online dating, right?
No, never done online dating. I've done more in person stuff, like meeting people at house parties, things like that, and word of mouth, I guess you could say. A friend introduced you. You're one of the friends that did blind dates with me, for me. I think you've done like 2, 3, maybe 3 for me. 3 blind dates for me. Last one is my wife, so I give it to you. Technically, it wasn't a blind date, but still.
Yeah.
By the way, quick side story. I don't know what y'all gonna think about this family. Y'all can judge my wife if you want to. Don't matter. But the way that Kenyon and Pedro described me to her was, oh, you know who's a good person for you? Ian. He's crazy. That's it.
Wait.
That's what she told me.
What? What?
That's what she told me.
maybe that was Pedro who said that shit. I didn't say it like that.
What'd you say?
Oh no, you know what? I remember this very well before I got blackout drunk. So
Mm-hmm.
I remember asking her if she was in a relationship, and she wasn't in a relationship at the time, which was great. And I was like, okay, how do you feel about blind dates? And she's like, nah,
Mm-hmm.
I've done them. I'd be down to do one. I've done them. And all I remember saying was like, yo, perfect. It's like, not for nothing. After having this conversation with you, I think I got a perfect dude for you, actually, that you would like definitely be down for. And she's like, oh, yeah? Why do you say that? And then I was like, I complimented you, which I normally don't do, but I remember complimenting you. And then we went over to Pedro. I was like, oh, Pedro knows him too. I was like, oh, really? Pedro knows him? And then Pedro's like, oh, that crazy son of a bitch? Yeah, his big fucking forehead with the lump out, and he's fat too, So I don't know if you really want to deal with an overweight gorilla, but I said, listen,
The
he
fact
has a
that you're
great
trying to
heart,
pass this off to Pedro is
and
crazy.
you know,
Like, I hope Pedro sees this episode and
me
calls me
too.
like, "Yo, bro, I didn't say none of that." 'Cause-
No, he was blackout drunk too. If anything, he was like, I don't think I said that. That's not confirmation. I just want to know. Some of those in there was definitely him, I'm sure.
uh-huh.
Um, you know, but it was funny. What was funny was that the main thing was for me was she was definitely a freak, and I was like, oh, he a freak too. Freak on freak is gonna work out perfectly. And she open for blind dates. Yo, man, let's say less. Best case scenario, they're amazing together. Other best case scenario, they gonna freak the fuck out of each other. So it's perfect either way. And I'm just happy it ended up both ways. So that was good. Good ending to the story.
How long you took to give me my wife's phone number?
I don't remember. Blackout drunk after that.
I do remember.
Oh, you do? Well, how long was it? I was
2
curious.
months.
Was it 2 months?
2 months.
2 months? Are you sure?
Positive.
Why would it be 2 months though?
Because I don't know, because you. That's how you do stuff.
Was I in my disappearing mode? Because I have my hiatus when I got disappeared. Because I'm too social. I need to go back in a box somewhere and disappear.
I don't know.
That's probably what happened, man. Don't worry
All I
about
know
it.
is I ain't get it for 2 months.
My mental therapy clicked in, probably. That's what happened. But that's fine, man. But what's more important is
That's what you call your disappearing shit? Mental therapy?
mental therapy.
Yo,
man. It's
fellas, not family, not
What?
y'all family. This ain't to y'all. This is to fellas. David, Steven, Pedro, all y'all. Y'all heard that.
What?
His
Yeah.
mental therapy. That's some bullshit.
Mental
Whatever.
therapy. It's important. It's a big thing now. It wasn't a big thing back then, man. You know what I'm saying? Could have copywrote that, man. That was important. That was good. Shit, I would have been a millionaire right now.
You a waste of time. Anyway, so
Well,
what?
question for you.
Mm.
Since we doing this, tell me something. Did you ever have a bad blind date?
Oh yeah.
Please tell the story. Yes.
I had a blind date with you were there. You were there. I don't remember her name.
That's fine. Keep it confidential.
All right, cool. Whatever.
Yeah.
Let's say Jessica. Yeah, cool. Jessica. So Kenyon and I, this was when we were going to like clubs and stuff.
Yeah.
Kenyon and I, we took these two girls down to 42nd Street. That's where people used to go hang out. Young kids do it still to this day. 42nd Street was
Cherry and Diamond.
my spot. Thank you for saying full real names. Fucking asshole. Anyway, like,
Light bulb.
after you tell me that we can't do real names, but whatever. Anyway,
Yes.
and basically we went out, we went to a club and all that stuff. That was when I had my long hair, but I was still wearing my do-rag and stuff to hold my hair down. But this time I let my hair out.
Superman curl.
Yeah, I had my curls and all that stuff. Maybe Sydney will put a picture of it somewhere.
Yeah. People thought you was Puerto Rican. I remember that.
Yeah, 100%. Full-blood Jamaican, but whatever. And we went out to 42nd Street. Now, he says I'm a fat dude. Everybody says I'm a fat dude. I'm not fat. I'm big. All right. Now,
What is the difference?
the difference is I don't have fat on me like that.
Like
But
that.
yeah, I don't. But
Scratching the fat now on your neck. Good, keep going.
so when I say that we walked family, I mean we walked. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
To the point that not us getting tired, they getting tired, and they looking at us like, "Can we jump on your backs?" I was like, "Hell no! What the fuck? No, I'm good. Like I don't need no extra weight on me." Right. So we went out. We finally got to go eat some dinner. High school days, so people not really big balling. So we went to McDonald's. It was very pretty. It was well lit. It was nice and romantic.
Oh yeah.
Um, that was the day that someone got in a fight at McDonald's, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Fight broke
We
out.
got in a fight at McDonald's, throwing chairs and all that stuff. They looking at us to defend them, which we're gentlemen, so of course we kind of stood in the path, whatever. Kenny was behind me because I got to protect my women, and
Big shield,
then
man. Makes sense. Yeah.
then when we left, that it was just I don't even know, bro. Like the whole thing, the whole fucking date was just it was just horrible. Like the whole experience. I didn't really like her. She didn't really like me. It was like we were both taking one for the team. And then at the end of the time, this dude over here, thinking that he was gonna get something, got nothing. Cause family, it's crazy. Like I've said it before, I've said it in another episode. How when you get to know someone's personality, they look worse and worse and worse. And it's not all physical. It doesn't necessarily need to be physical, but like the words that they start saying bothering you, the voice pitch bothers you. Like, has your eyes always been twitching when you talk? Why your head leaning that way? Things like that start pointing out to you.
Yeah.
By the time we left those girls, and we got back home like 4 a.m. By the time we left those girls, it was like never again.
Yeah.
And it never happened again. That was by far my worst date,
Makes sense. Man, I wish I had one like yours. Fuck. My fucking worst blind date ever is probably the only one I think I actually ever had. And it was a girl that I actually liked.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember talking to her, and then all of a sudden she put us on three-way, and it was another girl. And we all be three talking or whatever, and I just be like, "Yo, hang up on her. Like, I want to talk to you." And she's like, "Oh, it's my friend though, like my best friend." I was like, all right, I'll be nice to your best friend, but the best friend sounded sexy as fuck though on the phone. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, "Yo, man, maybe I mean, shit. If she looked like this, her best friend must be." And she got that voice, man. Listen, so she slid my number on the side. You know what I mean?
No.
You already know, right? So you know the story. Don't ruin the story. Wait, let it get
This was a Friday situation.
Yeah, man, it was definitely Friday.
Go ahead, man.
So so I invite her over. The girl I really wanted, her name was Shaniqua, and I invite her over, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna bring my friend," and I'm thinking, "Shit, it might be my lucky day, man. I'm gonna get two of them right now, right?" So she come through to my mom's crib. Mom ain't home. She walk in. I see the booty from the back and the front, like, damn. Then her friend walk in, 6 feet, just round, crater face. She had a Shaq jersey on, big ass feet. Boys weren't sexy no more. Pretty much.
Football
Pretty
player.
much. The ones that that the name that they just never take their helmet off because they don't want to be sit to face on camera. Yeah, it was that one. Good Lord, have mercy. And it was just like, oh my God. And then it was bad. I was such in shock, and I was trying to stay with the girl I wanted to be with. But then the girl told me, "Oh, I gotta go." Last minute out the blues, I gotta go. My mom just called me. I gotta go right now. She leave. Now it's just me and her. We stuck in my room. It's like, oh shit. I was like, yeah, about that weather. The weather was crazy. I see you got a Shaq jersey on. You're a Lakers fan, huh? she'd look at me and be like, yeah, I threw on something nice. I want to look nice for you. And I was just like, no, you didn't. That's not true. Don't say that. It's fine. I'm actually interested in something else. And she was like, nah, though, the way you was talking to me last night and flirting with me and talking about how you want to do with me. And I was just like, oh, fuck. She right.
Family, listen, I just want to put this out there. Ain't nothing wrong with you big girls.
It's nothing wrong
Big
with
girls is lovely. But y'all got to let people know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was young back then too. All right, you know what I mean. If it was the same me in that same situation, I would have handled it a hell of a lot different. Okay, but that young me and how she manhandled me, because I was skinny, I was like this, and she was like this, which you can't really see my hands on the camera, but it was wide, and she was strong. So she threw me in the room and proceeded to try and.
Why don't make it sound like that? Because that sound bad.
It is what it is. It's the truth. What do you want to know? This is wild my trauma. Let me vent. All right. I'm talking to my family right now. I'm talking to you.
All right, go ahead,
Okay. Man. It happened.
Because it was not. It was you making it sound worse than it was.
It was worse. You don't know how I felt. Don't try to see that's bad. We tell our family we got to be honest with each other, be able to open door. No judgment policy. Okay.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Okay.
You exaggerating like.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
Ahead, whatever. Go ahead, bro.
He threw me in the room and proceeded to pull my shorts, and she was trying to give me fellatio, and it wasn't working. Okay, I'm not attracted. It was ugh. Yeah. Then she jumped on me, Ian. She jumped on me, and I fell backwards, and she jumped on me. Okay, thinking I could pick her up. Why would you think I could pick you up? I'm two times less your size. Why would you do that? Insensitive. Okay? Insensitive is what that was.
That's selfish.
Okay? You know what I'm saying? Then I felt terrible. Because after that and all that situation, and she jumped on me and I fell and all that, and it was like, then she started crying. And then I felt terrible. And for that moment of looking at her as a female Shaquille O'Neal with no money and no game, I saw her as an actual human being when she started to cry. And that's when I felt terrible.
So does that mean that Shaquille O'Neal's not a human? Whatever. Go ahead.
Not the way that one looked, no. I wasn't sure. And so I say all that to say, one, I learned a very valuable lesson. I don't give a fuck how you sound on the phone. Until I see actual physical proof, it ain't going down. It's one. Two, I learned to be nicer and not be such an asshole. Because after a while, after that first day, and we just sat there and I talked to her and was just like, "Don't cry," I'm having an off day. I blamed it all on me. All right, so she wouldn't feel as bad that it was really her. And then when she left and we get on the phone and we talk, and I find out she's a church girl and she's, living life and with her hardships of with her family or whatever. But, she ended up being a really cool person. We would laugh and have jokes and fun. And, it started making me feel differently about her to a point where it was like, nah, like she's actually really cool. And I think that was the first time I really went from seeing someone as somebody I didn't want to talk to ever again in my life to someone I could see as a friend.
Yeah, so that personality thing will bring out the best in people and will definitely bring out the worst.
Yeah, for sure.
So what's your opinion? Just real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I already know your opinion, but for the family, your opinion on male and female friends. Like, can a man have a female friend? And can a woman have a male friend?
Yeah. Do I think it's possible? Yes. Do I think for males, it may have started out with somebody you really wanted to be with in some capacity, whether real or sexual? I think that's how it starts. I think based off the consistency of how that woman keeps you in that friend zone, you at some point conform to the friend zone. Okay. But there are some people, some men out there who can actually do it. Like they can actually have a beautiful girl and not, need or feel like, nah, I want to try and get this person. Like there are genuine men out there who can actually be friends and not
Okay.
take advantage. So yeah, it's possible. There are not too many that I know of, but for the few that I do, yeah, there are some out
No, okay.
there.
Yeah, because I disagree on just one point. I do believe that there are, like you said, there are definitely men out there that can do it without having anything. But I think it's more, you don't men don't really have to have that physical connection before they become the girl's friend. The woman doesn't have to put them in the friend zone. Then a man gets used to it and decides to stay in the friend zone. I have multiple female friends that I have nothing like to do with at all. You know what I'm saying, Stacy, you already know. Stacy will be on the episode sooner or later. Family. Um, Stacy been my friend since elementary school.
No, so I have a question about that.
Mm.
Right, since elementary school. So,
Mhm.
but did was you said? Oh wait, you said elementary school.
Elementary.
Oh, okay, that's different. So you knew her before Steven.
Yeah.
Okay, so was it because of you and how they met? Is that how
Yep.
that?
hmm
Oh, okay, okay,
So
got
the friend like
got it.
Steven, so Stacy, and then you already know the other female friend that I had that we went to the movies. She took me out and then expected me to pay for both of us. I don't know
Yeah,
why, but
yeah,
y'all know, family. That story is episode like what, one, two, one of those.
yeah,
But her. So they knew each other. We all went to the same middle school,
yeah,
elementary school, and they knew each other through me as well. And then they met. When I met Steve in high school, they were walking to come to my house, and you know my house was the headquarters. They were
yeah,
walking to come to my house. She came with her, and Steve was like, "Yo, who's that?" And I was like, "Mind your business." You know what I'm saying? So, yeah,
yep. Typical Ian's answer.
yep, yeah. Um, but as a man that has had many female friends, still does have many female friends. They call my wife sis, all that stuff. So I definitely strongly believe that there is a connection that can be made between male and female that can last years without any sexual conversation, without any of all that stuff. So
Yeah. Well, you know what, and I think that's great. I mean, I guess it depends on how you start.
hmm
You know what I mean? Like I have female friends who I started that I liked them first,
hmm
and then we end up becoming just friends.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So there was always that feeling of like, all right, where I started was where I wanted you, and then we became friends because you weren't available at the time when I liked you. Right. So I think that is a difference between someone who comes in as just genuinely friends. You're not thinking of a person that way,
yeah,
and it just stays that way.
yeah,
Right. Because a lot of times it's usually the man who pretty much sets the tone on how they want to engage in that kind of way
hmm
in the first place. So more times the women won't. Like even if they did like you, they're not going to just come out and you
yeah,
wouldn't probably even know until I guess that fateful day came where it's a possibility. Right.
yeah.
So, but
So
yeah,
I mean,
that's how you start, I think.
yeah. So I mean, like, there's a lot of men out right now that are in the friend zone,
Yeah.
and family. I can tell you right now, for starting a date, starting to find that significant other in your life, that you can start that full blown relationship with, that is a good place to start looking. In your friend zone, that friend that you probably put there, that you're literally praying about, you're praying for them. You're praying to God, like asking, like, God, please send me a man. Even if you are, or whatever you worship, whatever you pray to, whatever you ask for, like universe, whatever. If you are doing that, a lot of times that person is right there next to you. You just don't see it. So, like certain companies hire from within. maybe you should hire from within your circle. Take that chance. Don't let the other friends that are in that group make it seem like it's gonna be a weird thing. Like, oh, you and John are like brothers. Why the hell would you do that? And it's like, yeah, but everything that I want, like he knows. I'm just speaking from a man's point of view. He knows my birthday. He always gets me a gift. He whenever I'm crying, he knows exactly what to say. He makes me laugh all the time. This, and this. Why would you go try to find someone, another person, that that is repeating the cycle of breaking your heart over and over again when you have John right there that hasn't broken your heart, hasn't done anything to betray you, and for some reason in your head, every time John is dealing with another female or talking to them, something tickles in the back of your head that makes you feel jealous. You like him. You might as well bring him out of the friend zone. You know what I'm saying
Yeah.
that there's a difference. Real quick, Kenan,
Yeah.
what do you think the difference? Who do you think falls in love like the deepest, like responsible love? Like when I say responsible love, I mean like I'm choosing to love this person.
I think the woman.
Okay.
And the only reason why, because I mean, granted, the first, very first thought when you were saying it was going to be the man, right? At
Hmm.
first. Um, but when you ended your sentence, I shifted to the woman only because um, women are more known to, when they do have that feeling,
Hmm.
even though they're more likely to have never said anything, but always feel something,
Hmm.
right? They just they won't bring it up unless there's an actual defined reason where they feel like they can actually make something happen. They won't do
Hmm.
it. And a guy can go on being oblivious to it more so, right? Where if it's the vice versa, the woman knows that the man is interested. They know they won't mention anything. They'll have it in the back of their mind. But they'll be able to make that happen. We're like, all right, you know what? I want to give this a try, and we can make it work, and it'll work, right?
Hmm.
Usually, vice versa, it's a lot harder to do. If a woman doesn't visually feel or have those feelings where they think you are someone that they can actually be with at that moment, even though it's a very clear indication that everything you've been wanting, this other person right in front of you is giving you, until they see that, they're always going off of emotion for the most part, right? It's never really so much logical, right? It'll be like, okay, no, I feel for this person, I'm feeling it. This is my person.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? It becomes a different thing.
Okay. I think it's men.
Go ahead, tell why.
Um, in terms of falling in love, for me, speaking from a male's perspective, and ladies, please put comments below, explaining if you feel any different from anything that we say. Just let us know. You can also call us. You can also email us. Whatever you want to do. Just just give us a brief description of what you think it is. 762-253-0813. But I feel like it's the man because speaking from a male perspective,
Yeah.
when we fall in love, it's not we're not happy about it. Now, yeah, I saw I saw your face, right?
People
I don't
confused.
think yeah, I know. So think about what it means for a man to fall in love, right? I've after having, like I said, I've had many female friends, right?
Right.
Falling in love is something that I've seen them say a lot. Like, damn, Ian, I might love him, right?
Right.
And whenever it's one of our male friends, they're like, fuck, bro, I think I love her, yo. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so in a man's point of view, when they say, fuck, I think I love her, it's because now in your head, now I'm protecting her. Now I want to provide for her. Now I want to make sure she has everything that she wants. And now I want to take care of her. I don't think, from a female's perspective, those thoughts, that checklist of Now the things I need to make sure that she's okay. I don't think there's a checklist that comes into women's head that now I got to do all this to make sure he is okay.
Bro, right. So, I don't, you know what? I don't even, and I agree. I don't think it's a checklist at all. Right. I find it to be, from women who I've spoken to that have been in the situation, it just becomes, it's a more, if there was a list, it's a very small list. It's usually, damn, this person actually does everything for me that I want.
Yeah.
They don't define what it is, but they say that, and it's like, why did I never see this before? Right.
That's what
And
I'm saying.
that becomes the next question. And then it's like, okay. And then now they're easing themselves in, or whatever the case may be. But in vice versa, I've seen plenty of men do what you just said, and they don't get the girl, even though they realize that they don't get the girl because the girl doesn't see them as someone they can be with. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so it becomes a difficult situation where that doesn't happen. So now here's a question I do have for you. For those who would end up saying they want to pursue, which they already have an established friendship, what do you say to the people, whether man or woman, who says, the only reason why I wouldn't want to do it is because I don't want to mess up the friendship. I'm afraid that I may not, this goes wrong and our friendship is over.
Mm-hmm. You saying, what would I say to those people? To tell them okay. I'll tell them that if you want to be truly happy, you have to take that risk. Nobody can give their heart to anybody without the heart being able to be crushed.
True.
Like there's no way that you can say that you love somebody, put everything that you have into somebody without taking the risk of that person doing you wrong. Shit, I'm married, and there's still a chance that my wife can do me wrong.
Right.
So if you're scared to take that risk, it don't make sense. You might as well not get out of bed, because every day you get out of bed, you're taking a risk.
That's facts. That's facts. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So here's my thing then. I have a question. Next question is for you. I'd say 3 or 5 pieces of advice for someone looking to start into a relationship. Where are they looking? What should they be thinking? What should they be doing? You mentioned the places already, so I'll give you that one there. Mm-hmm. So what's your 1 to 2, 1 to 3, or 1 to 5?
1 to 3, 1 to 5. Okay.
However many you got.
Let's just do top 3.
All right, go.
We approaching. We don't want to make this too long of an episode, family. Matter of fact, we can make it a part. We can do a part 2. Yeah, we'll do a part 2 because starting a relationship is a really big thing.
Yes.
I'm gonna release my 1 to 5 on the next episode.
Oh,
yeah,
nice,
bro. Yeah.
Nice,
family. We love y'all. Reach out, tell somebody. You never know who you might help. It's your boy Ian and your boy Kenny. Love and chaos. Peace.
Check out our other episodes on YouTube or Spotify.